explaining what a DNA is, because it seems the problems that we have discussed, most of them, they entail something that is called genetic issues, and genetic issues, they relate to something that is called a DNA. So today we want to check and we want to talk about a DNA and explain what a DNA is. A DNA is called a deoxyribonucleic acid. It's called a deoxyribonucleic acid. And you know what a deoxyribonucleic acid? Your body is full of DNAs. And you having most of the DNAs. Explain what a DNA is. You know, people just say mostly they know DNAs when it comes to hereditary things, and when you want to know if your kid is yours. Let's talk about what. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. If you have a question, please ask. DNA is simply called a deoxyribonucleic acid. Is a hereditary material found in nearly every cell of your body of human. It contains genetic instructions that the cell how to grow, function, reproduce, and repair itself. So, features of a DNA: double helix. It is double and it is twisted. So we have strands. I'll explain what a DNA is, and I'll explain what a chromosome is. The first thing people to know is DNAs are found in your cells. So this is a cell I'm drawing. This is a cell, and inside your cell there is another place that is called the nucleus. There is another place inside your cell that is called so this is your body cell, but this one is your nucleus. So inside the cell, it is like your body, and the nucleus is the head of the cell, which contains everything. So inside the cell, there is the DNA, the chromosomes themselves that hold the DNA. They are small helix strands, like, which one is not drawing good. They are small helix strands that are like this. Like this. So this is the cell. The cell has this is the body cell, and this one is the nucleus. Cell and the nucleus. So what is a DNA? We have said it is a dual structure that contains two things: double-stranded structure. Let's listen. It is a double helix. It is made of repeating units called nucleotides. Each nucleotide contains a sugar ribosome. So, what are nucleotides? It has a sugar, it is twisted, and it has a sugar strand. So, it is, let me draw it straight and then I'll coil it. So, this is a DNA. You see these two strands that I've done? This is Nicholas Jani. Hello, my friend. Thanks. I'm explaining a short video on what a DNA is. So this is a cell, and you have these X things here that are here. These X things that are here. So this is a double strand, a sugar phosphate. This is a sugar phosphate. But on this sugar phosphate, there is nucleotides. They are called proteins. They are called proteins. And these proteins are, everyone has different sequence according to anything. These strands are they are adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. So this sugar binds like this. You have double strand, and they are these ones like this. So you will see adenine pairs with thymine. So in this double strand, you will see adenine binds with cyanide, and guanine binds with cytosine, and this is adenine, with thiamine, thiamine with adenine. So this one is guanine. So you see, in this DNA inside the nucleotide, inside, I've taken this X thing, the X thing, these small X things that you are seeing here, these small X things that you are seeing here, I have taken one like this. I have taken one like this one inside, and this thing that I have taken inside, that is one strand like this, it contains some strands. I want you to watch this carefully. You see, this one strand, Simon Nascimento, welcome. So you see this blue thing here, it looks like this, and this strand that is here, like, has proteins. These are proteins, nucleotides, are called adenine. It binds to thiamine. They are strands. So these things that is curved spiral inside this, they are the ones. If you look, these things, they look like this. You get? So if they look like this inside the nucleus, what is the DNA? I'll take one off. Let me amplify this. You see now how I have amplified this. This strand one is this. I have cut it here. Let me use a blue one. I want you to understand what a DNA is. So this strand that you have seen here, this strand that you have seen that is coiled, I have cut it here. And when I've cut it here, it produces this strand. And this strand is what is called your DNA. So there is a difference. There are two things when it comes to DNA and something that is called a DNA and something that is called a chromosome. You get? So this X thing that you see, this X thing that you see inside here, this X thing, this one that you are seeing inside here, this one that is coiling your DNA is called a chromosome. A chromosome is a paired strands of DNA. Paired strands of DNA. I want to draw them so that you can know, like this. I'm trying to explain what a DNA is, so that when we talk about, so you yourself check this thing out. Let me enhance something here. If you have a question, just ask about a DNA. I'm explaining. I want people to understand what a DNA is. It's important people to know what DNA is. So I want you to look here. You look here. This is your body cell, and inside here you will see this is some X's. They are called chromosomes. These ones are called chromosomes. So when I take this picture, there is an important factor that I really want to explain here. When I take this picture that you are seeing, I take one of this X thing, I put it like this. It looks like this with strands that are rolling. So I've cut part of it. I've taken part of it, and it looks like I've amplified part of it. But this world, welcome, and it looks like this. Part of this, these small things that are called chromosomes. This is your cell, and inside your cell there is a nucleus. Now you have a body, but you have a head. So let's say that The controlling unit of your cell is called the nucleus. So the nucleus has small things that are called chromosomes, and chromosomes, as I put them, they are like these X's. You see this X that you are seeing. So I've taken this one of these X inside the chromosome, the nucleus, and I've expanded it the way you are watching it here. But now I have taken another step and I've cut this. I've taken this X, I have expanded it, and Albanian Edits, welcome. I'm explaining what a DNA is. I have cut part of this. You see, I've taken one here and I have expanded it to this. When I've expanded it to this, I have taken part of it. I have cut part of it, and it has given me this strand. This strand. So this strand is this. You see, this, there are two lines. These two lines are sugars, and these two sugars are blended with some proteins, nucleotides. They are called proteins. Hello again, Albanian Edits, welcome. Everyone who is coming and you are new to the channel, please check her out. We explain to you what we are doing. Thanks for tuning in. So these two strands are sugars, are called sugars that hold your protein. The DNA is comprising of the something that is called sugar phosphate backbone that holds the protein. Let me repeat. What is a DNA? We start with the DNA is in the cell of a human being, but inside the nucleus. The nucleus is like the head of the cell. It controls everything inside. So inside it has these X things. They are called the chromosomes. So I've taken one of these and I've expanded it to this. And then these things you see, they are coiled. I've taken one part and I've expanded to this coil here. You see they are coiled. So I've cut one, I've expanded to this. And then after expanding to this, I have cut part of that thing that I've expanded. How do it look like? It looks like this. It has two lines that are sugars, phosphate backbone, this one and this one. And what does it do? There are some proteins that lie there, nucleotides, some protein nucleotides, and they have names. So inside your DNA, those proteins have names. So this thing that I have cut, this sequence that I have cut here is this, and this is what is called your DNA. This thing that you see here, everyone has got his sequence. They don't match to everyone. And that's why when you go and do a DNA test, we check on this stranding and how they are going. So you will see someone else, let me put it, having their guanine, threonine, cytosine, and adenine. So adenine, here you can see, I want you to see, adenine binds to threonine. Threonine binds to adenine, and then guanine binds to cytosine. And then here we have cytosine binding to another one, guanine. So you, because now we want to know how this, if the DNA that has happened is yours, if you are what we got is a DNA that yours, the only thing that we do is to match these strands. If it's your saliva, if it is your what, every strand in your body matches. Every strand in your body matches. You get? Every strand in your body matches. Every strand in your body matches. So let me say, so mine starts with the other side, the left side starts with threonine, adenine, then cytosine, guanine. So you expect the other side to have guanine, cytosine, cytosine, guanine, adenine, threonine, threonine, adenine. You see? So this part that I have taken here, the small one, is called the DNA. So after this strand, then you continue having the sequence as it is. You continue having the sequence as it is. So this is, let me take that this is my DNA. So this strand that is here on the X chromosome, it will be thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, until it makes the X. And the other side, then it will come and start reading guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine. The other side, until you know, no, that is my DNA now. And people have different. You may find someone else, it starts with adenine, cytosine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, thymine. As it rotates, adenine, cytosine, thymine, adenine. Now you understand what DNA is. You will never match a DNA sequence of someone else. But you have given birth to a child, and that child is yours. You will share the DNA, my friend. It can never be at 100%, but you will see around 90 to 95% of this sequence, guanine, thymine, adenine, cytosine, they will match. And what have we said? What is a DNA? We have said a DNA is called deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. It is in hereditary material nearly every cell. It is found in every cell. So your sequence in every cell, they bind and they continuously form the strand. So this strand, this thing, the X thing that you see is called chromosomes. These ones are called chromosomes. We learned about this in one of the videos. And then the proteins are the sugar proteins that are holding the that you are seeing here. So your DNA is one strand, full strand, that has the 4 proteins held in a sugar strand here. The 4 molecules are thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine. And I've said you will never find thymine binding to guanine. Thymine binds to adenine. Guanine binds to cytosine. G is for C, T is for A. T is for A. And the sequence continues. So, what is a DNA in a layman's language? If you cut part of the chromosome down here and you have this sequence, this is your DNA. That sequence does not match someone else, and it is you only who matches that sequence. Inside your nucleus of the cell, the nucleus is the controlling unit of a cell. You see, that is a DNA. And that's why, you see, when sometimes you come up with chromosomal issues, like they say they are supposed to be 4 and you have 3, your DNA is having a problem and you may transfer this problem to another person. You see, that is what is called a DNA. And let's say, maybe you have a problem with this guanine and cytosine. So if I cut this strand, I will go and amplify it on a microscope, and I see that you are having thymine, adenine, cytosine, nil. Cytosine, guanine, adenine. That is a problem. We will have genetic. You have had those issues that we have had about DNA. You see, so if one of the proteins on this sugar strand is missing, like adenine, and your cell inside is having that, you will have, that is called genetic condition. You may pass that problem to your son or your daughter, and you will find that maybe you give birth to children that have complications like Down syndrome, chromosomal mutation syndrome, point mutation syndrome, deletion. Deletion is when adenine thymine cytosine is not there. So one part of this chromosome, you find a chromosome that is looking like this. You know it should be an X, but you have a chromosome that is looking like this. Like this. Let me show you what I've drawn. You have a chromosome that is looking like this instead of this. This one is called deletion. Mutations are there where you have, we will learn about sickle cell, abnormal red blood cell, where instead of guanine, there is another called valine. It replaces it. Instead of having guanine or thymine, you have another thing. You see? Let me check and be sure about it. So this is what is called a DNA. Whatever I'm drawing is what is called a DNA. Yeah? So you see this is what we call a DNA and the chromosome itself. There are several things that happen when your DNA has a problem. Sickle cell diseases, here you will find that they have these problems. Type of DNA complication, they are like single DNA gene disorder, sickle cell, cystic fibrosis, hemophilia, and PUK. Hemophilia is blood complications when it comes to clotting. Numerical chromosomal disorders, Down syndrome, you have less or high. You know, when you have these chromosomes that are less, you will have a problem. You have seen people that have Down syndrome, Patau syndrome, Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. Those are more or down. Structural chromosomal disorders, Cri-du-Chau syndromes, Philadelphia syndromes, those are structural. Mitochondria DNA disorders, there are those that are there. So your DNA, at least you have known what your DNA is. And the structural problem, you see people from the western region, mostly in Kenya, most of the families suffer from sickle cell disease. It is a hereditary genetic blood disorder caused by mutation of beta globin gene. This mutation leads to production of abnormal hemoglobin, the sickle cell. Instead of a cell being normal like this, what it does, it becomes a sickle cell. The sickle cell is like this. A cell is like this. So you find that carrying oxygen carrying capacity is down. Red blood cell become rigid, sticky, and sickle shaped. Break down more quickly, and then you have anemia, hemolytic anemia, and the small vas vessel leading to vaso-occlusion crisis, pain, and organ damage. This is, you see how DNA does things. Gene that is beta hemoglobin, chromosome 11, inheritance pattern is autosomal recessive. You see, so that is how it happens. One day we will talk about this. We will talk about this thing that is called. Let's check this. We will talk about this thing that is called. We'll talk about this thing that is called sickle cell. So you know about the DNA. It's important when you know what is a DNA, because people sometimes wonder when they go to a hospital and or paternity test. Most of the people that go to hospitals to do paternity tests, you know what they wonder about? How do these people know about the DNA? What is a DNA? And sometimes people will tell you that those people that have crisis in their relationship, that child is not mine. Let's go and do DNA. But the person who is saying let's go and do a DNA doesn't understand what the real DNA is. The DNA is the sequence of things of the cell, and these sugars, I've said 2 sugars that carry these proteins. 2 sugars that carry these proteins. Very important. And these proteins don't just bind to others. Most of it, let me draw in another paper so that you may understand this. Nana, good morning, Nana. Nana, how is you? At least I've explained here. So there is this, let me draw this in Nana recipe 252. How is you, Nana? How are you doing? When you go and you hear someone has been instructed to do a DNA, what do you think that person has been instructed to do? What do you think that person has been instructed to do? I want to draw a sequence of DNA here. So that you can understand what I mean. You know, sometimes it's good to draw. Sometimes it's good to draw. I'm drawing a sequence of a DNA. I want people to understand well. So I've said in a chromosome, one strand, like this one. This is the nucleus holding the chromosome. So I'm drawing this. And I'm drawing a part like this one that I have cut. A part like that one that I have cut, so that you can understand what a DNA is. Let me draw it here. You know, when you draw some things, people understand well. When you hear a person has gone to a hospital and has been instructed to do a DNA test, what do you think these people go to do? Is it a chemical reaction? Is it something? So today I want you to know what phenotyping is. Phenotype, what they do in that laboratory, so that they come and say that, my friend, you know, Desert Channel, you've come when I'm just explaining what a DNA is. Desert, good evening, Desert Channel, good evening. How is the going, my bro? How is the growing? Desert Channel, when one day someone says that this child is not yours, and then you say, hey, I want to do a DNA to confirm. What do you think they do? That is what I want you to understand today. What do you think they do? I'm drawing this thing. You see this thing? I'm drawing this. I want people to understand what a DNA is in a layman's language, not in a technical term. In a technical term. Betty, good to see you. In a technical term, not in a technical term. I want people to understand these things in a layman's language. You see, in a layman's language. Let's understand. What have you been thinking a DNA is? You will never have a sequence that is different from is same from your friend. You can never match the DNA from your friend. Now I've drawn. So let me explain again so that a person can understand what I mean. You know, sometimes a person should understand what I mean. You know, I've said I'm about to finish, but I want to explain slowly as I finish. You see this picture? It talks a lot. Check, this is your cell. This is your body cell. But inside the body cell, it has the nucleus. Inside the nucleus is like the head of the cell. It is the one which controls everything. It is the one like controls everything. So these X things are called chromosomes. These X things are called chromosomes. They are X. But let me take one X and amplify it to this. You get? It has some strands that are rotating. So the strands that are rotating, I have taken one strand and cut it, a portion. You see this strand, I've cut it here and I've taken a portion. So this portion of strand is divided into two with two sugars. You see this line, blue line that is going here like this. African mom, welcome. And this strand that is going down like this, those are two sugars. They are like this thing that they are two sugars. But those two sugars, they carry different types of proteins. And these proteins are named. They are called thymine, adenine, cytosine, and guanine. Now here is where the DNA comes to be very interesting. This is where the DNA comes to be very interesting. In this way, thymine is a protein, adenine is a protein, cytosine is a protein, and guanine is a protein. But do you know one thing? Thymine cannot bind to guanine. It only binds to adenine. So this other side, if you see thymine in this side, you will see adenine this side. If you see adenine this side, you will see thymine this side. I've cut this portion, one from this cell. You have seen how we have come. So thymine, adenine. So let me take it like this is my DNA now. This is my strand of DNA. I have cut, and then it's coming to thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine. So this side you will find cytosine, guanine, thymine, adenine. As it is, like it is, it looks like this. So let me amplify this part that I've cut. One part. This part will look like this. Now, thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine. Thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine. The other side continues. Adenine, thymine, cytosine. You see, and it continues to roll as it rolls itself like this until it forms this thing. This. And these things are the ones which are inside the cell. Now, what makes your DNA different from someone else is this. The sequence. The sequence of the strand of the DNA. Thymine, adenine, cytosine, guanine. You will find someone has a different sequence from the other one. As it goes out, it interchanges inside here. But remember, there will be no day that you will find adenine and thymine binding to cytosine. As the sequences are changing here, as it continues, can people use hair as a sample of DNA? Yes, you can use hair. Because your desert channel, your body is full of everything in your body is a cell. Enamel is a cell. This one, your skin is a cell. Fingernails are the cells. Your lips, your skin, your organs, everything that you have is a cell. Hair is a cell. It comes from cell. Everything. We start from a cell. Let me tell you, if a human being starts from being a cell, when a sperm fuses with an ovum, it forms a zygote. Yeah? And when it is going to be implanted to the uterus, it is a cell, a big, many cells that are there. It is called a blastocyst. So you are a cell. You are a cell. You started from a cell, then you went to form a tissue. Then after a tissue, you formed an organ, and then from an organ, you formed a system, which is you, a human being system. You check it out. So we are explaining what this DNA are and what they do. It's big up every time. Now, this strand that you see, it is a strand that is here. You see here that I'm explaining. Yes. this strand that I'm explaining here. This strand that you see here, this strand that you see here, I've just cut this part that you see here, this part that you are seeing here, and I have expanded it to this. I have expanded it to this. If I've expanded it to this part, this is a chromosome, the X's that you are seeing that are here. So if I've expanded this one to this, then I've cut apart and I've explained this. Now I've taken this and I'm expanding it to this. Your DNA is this sequence. This is your DNA now. This is what is your DNA. This is what is called your DNA. And how we say that your DNA can never be 100%. It's because there are some structural times you can see at a particular sequence from here to somewhere, you will find that they match. And then you go, you find that it doesn't match. So it can be more that you remind me of XY chromosomes. Yes. In biology, there's that I can see you remember these things. XY chromosome. So this is what we talk about. You understand now how your DNA strand goes. So this is your DNA. If we cut here, if you cut here, you'll get your DNA. But if you go to the cell, a DNA is the strand that makes the chromosome with the two strands, that I explained. But inside what is here and is the X, this is called something that is called what? It is called a chromosome. So we have been given how much is a NDA. How much is a DNA? It depends with the laboratory that you've got, but it goes up to 30,000. Some do for 20 and determines what you need. So I have 7 minutes. Let me finish. Now that you have brought this topic of something that is called X and Y chromosome. Chromosome, we have said, are inside here, and their gender. They determine the gender when it comes to if you will get a boy when you are pregnant or you are conceiving, or if you will get a girl, if you will get a girl. So let's get the difference between X and Y chromosome, because you see how chromosomes are inside the nucleus here. This is a big cell. This is inside the chromosome. So X chromosomes are larger. X for women. Women, if you have XX, I have XX, we produce a girl. If we get XX plus XY, there are chances of getting a boy. So Y chromosomes are smaller. They are smaller. If you look at them in a microscope, you'll see they are small. Number of genes, you'll get 800 to 900 genes. About 57% protein coding genes. You see, X chromosome has more genes, like 800 to 900, but 50 to 70 protein genes. That is for Y chromosome. X chromosomes are present in both male and female chromosomes, but you will find Y chromosomes only male. They are found in males. So function of X chromosomes are many genes involved in body development and reproduction. Y chromosome contains genes important for male sex determination and sperm production. Male sex is determined by the Y chromosome. We learn these things one day, how a male, you can get a male, how you can get a male boy. how do you inherit? When it comes to inheritance, how do you inherit? Female inherit one X from each parent. Male inherit X from their mothers. And that's why you will find most of the men characteristics are for the mothers. They are really attached to the mother because they inherit. You know, you have XY. So you inherit the X factors, which are X, X, X from the mother. You will never inherit X, Y, Y, Y. So you find that you are inheriting more X from, I can see Jamaican uncle. Oh, Jamaican uncle, you are coming as we are ending. But it's okay, we watch. So you inherit XX from the mother, you see. But Y chromosome is passed from the father to son only. That's why we usually see that it is very rare for characteristically, not physically. You will see it's rare for a son to look like, to have characteristics like a father, but look alike, you will find they are looking like the father. These are things that we will learn. But today I just wanted to explain what a DNA is. If you have come late, please start this from the beginning. You will understand all these things that I've drawn. This one, let me hold them like this, and this one. So that is what a DNA is. So big up every time. If anyone has a question, let me have only one question because the time is up. And please go and support. Jamaican uncle. His time is up. He's coming in the next 3 minutes. Let's go and support him. He's be online. So big up everyone that has been watching. Thanks, Doc. Now I know. we will learn. That is just a tip in the ocean. We will learn how you can get a boy, and the chances how you cannot get a boy or a girl. You get, because we will see in many families you'll get people getting boys only, but in other families you'll get them having girls. But the topic of today was what is a DNA. The complications and how to get boys and girls will come later. So you guys, thank you so much for coming in. Or if you have a question, you will just hit me on my inbox, and we will get to know. I will reply you privately, or if it is we can talk openly, I will reply to you on a video as I'm teaching tomorrow's topic. So 1 minute to go. Anyone with any question before I leave that I can answer faster? Anyone with any question that I can answer faster? I have 2 minutes. Oh, it is 1 minute now. It is 1 minute now. 1 minute to go. Okay. Have a lovely day. If you have any question, we'll get it in any of my videos. So wherever you are, your doctor is always here, the Minister of Entertainment and Feeling Good. You can ask me a question anytime and I will answer you. Many of you have my email address. Don't fail to communicate to me. I'm an easy person. Even if I'm busy, I usually respect and do what? And reply. Where you are, these topics might help anyone, a student, a person who is struggling in any problem. Please share this with people out there and interact too with them. Tell them we meet here and we discuss about mental health issues and other important issues. Have a lovely day and be blessed. Bye bye. See you guys to the next video tomorrow.